Aloha YouTubers, this is to me one of the largest, biggest spinners I've ever used. This is a bait feeder. This is the Coronado CDX-80. The one I used to use before, I used to use the 60, then 65, now I use the 80. This thing is massive. I mean massive. And you know me, I have big mitts. What does that tell you? This is a massive, massive reel. So I'm going to go around the reel and I'm going to show you some of the attributes of this model. This model has CFL. That's for Cyclonic flow rotor. And what it does, it puts out a cushion of air, a bubble air around it. So when this spins, you see how this is all ported? It creates a wind bubble around like so. See that? It's gonna you can see it moving, but you can't feel the wind. But the air that's coming out will do two things. One, it will dry whatever spray is getting into the unit. The second part is it actually moves out any spray coming towards the reel. Also, this reel comes with a slow oscillation system. Now, slow oscillation means that when you're turning the handle, let me show you. When you're turning the handle, see how long it takes for the spool to go up and down, up and down. See how long it takes? Now, what is the benefit of that? The benefit is that the line is more densely packed. It's next to each other. Every whirl is next to the other whirl. Now, what are the advantages to something like that? All the long distance casters have this technology built into it. It means that less line friction, that between the layers of line there's going to be less friction because it won't even be touching each other. It'll just be barely next to it. So less line friction means that you can toss your line out farther, you can cast it farther. So that is what this system is for. It's like a long casting reel, and trust me, if you want distance next to a distance caster, this works pretty good. There's also a stabilizer in the spool shaft, and what the stabilizer does, it reduces wobble. Let me see if I can open it for you. Notice that the extra fitting put in here as well as down here, it's much thicker too, right? You notice the sleeve put on? That actually will thicken up your spool shaft and reduces wobbling. It also has the dual force drag system, the DFD, because over here where all the meat is at, there on the bottom there is, right here, there's going to be one massive drag plate with a I guess there's a graphite buffer on the top, and above that will be I think it's four extra plates, because it's 4 plus 1, and that's going to cause a sandwiching effect, which is going to really help slowing down the fish. Also note the extra thick bail wire. This is one of the things I liked about these reels. In fact, all of the Okuma reels, when I first went to Sports Authority when they were in business, even the salesperson noted that the bell wires are extremely thick on the Okuma reels as compared to other brands. So again, the spool shaft stabilizer is very important because you're going to get less vibration, and you can bring in your fish without damaging your reel stem. Also, while the spool is off, let me show this to you. This is a little too close. There you go. See how the edge of the spool is beveled. That's an LCS, a line control system, and what that does is that the line will come off and see it's going to be an angle. It's not going to be straight down and then in. It's going to be at an angle. See that? Looks like roughly a 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle. And what that does, it creates no friction when the line goes over the lip. So it's less friction means that you can cast farther and you can bring in your line a lot easier. Okay, so like I said, this is a bait feeder. Let me show you what a bait feeder is. To employ a bait feeder, you have to disengage the main spool here, and to do that you press this switch down. See how the switches are made so everything is recessed into the main body. This is one of the main improvements that Okuma did, because before it kind of stuck out. Now it's recessed into the reel itself. So when you toss out your line, first thing you do is there. Now it is in a free spool type of mode. Okay, let me blow this back out. It's in a, see that? It's in a very, very free spool type of mode. Now you want to activate the secondary system. The secondary system, the switch is down here. Okay, so hear that? You're turning the switch. So this is a micro adjuster down here, so you can adjust how fine you want it. So, and the reason for a bait caster is you want to throw your bait out. You want your fish, like freshwater guys, they want their catfish. Saltwater guys want their jacks or the drums. So let me show you. Let me come back a little bit more. Okay, so let's say Charlie the tuna comes swimming by. He grabs the bait. Now, most systems, when he takes off, the hook has to hook up immediately or you're going to lose your fish. Now, this system here, a bait feeder system, means that the fish will grab your bait and he's going to be in the process of swallowing it. Now, me, I release a lot of my fish, so I don't want to give the fish too much time to swallow it, because it means that it'll be on its way down his gut and he may not survive the releasing process. So what I do is I wait roughly 6 to 8 seconds, and it's worked every single time. I've never had the hook in the gut yet, in the stomach area. So I wait 6 to 8 seconds after an initial hit. The fish is going along, and then I set it. And the way you set it is, boom. There's one of two ways. You can flick the switch back up, and now you're getting full power back. The other way is when it's down, just turn the handle like so. Notice that? Like, do it again. Okay, it's down in the free spool mode when you're baiting. Here comes Charlie the tuna. Ooh, yum yum! Grabs the bait, boom, takes off. Right. All you have to do is turn this. Hear the click, and that also will engage the secondary system. Now, this bait caster operates like a long distance caster, and for those that don't believe me, look at the spool. Look down here. Look how the spool itself slow. It takes a long time for it to come up. See that? Long time to go down, long time to go up. And notice, look at the opening here. See this gap? That wasn't there before, right? That's because the spool is rising up and down, and this is stationary here. The bail feed here is stationary, so it's putting on the line. See that? This stays here. The spool moves up and down, and you can see it by the opening here, and the lines being laid very close to each other. See that? That's one of the secrets to this bait feeder. It holds a hell of a lot of line, and this reel is so large that my system here that I use for my spinning reels, Sportsman Innovations, their Spooler, could barely handle this. I actually had to put pieces of cardboard inside here to make a friction fit so I can spool this reel. I couldn't believe that this was the only reel I own that I couldn't use the spooler to spool. And here's a better look at the secondary adjustable micro adjuster here. You can hear it. You have a wide range on how you want your bait set. Okay, so that basically explains the review of this reel, how to use a bait feeder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in the field what a CDX looks like when you set it properly. Thank you for watching, and just watch this last minute and a half to understand. Thank you. Okay, on the Coronado bait feeder, I already got my set pull on this. Alrighty. So how about the bait feeder function? All right. If you, right now it's locked up into this system. See what I did is I just flicked it down. So now it's on the bait feeder system. Alrighty. So you have a knob here. See? You make this as tight or as loose as you want. That'll control how much tension you're giving it. See? So I'm going to give it fairly tight down here, which means they're just, oh, that's a little too tight. Loosen up just a hair bit more. Perfect. All right, that's what we're going to want. So we're going to tighten this up again. Notice how it switched back again when I cranked it in. Okay, so that's normal. Okay. Got a nice bend in the rod. Switch it down to live baiter. So when I get a hit, I'm going to let it run for maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds. Flick this up and it'll come back to the full power of the reel again. See what happens.